If I pose to you the fundamental question about the importance of fitness in your overall quality of life after the age of 40, would you tell me it's of high importance or an afterthought to exercise? The answer to such a fundamental question will have long-lasting effects on your longevity and life expectancy. As recently as 2020, Statista reports 39% of adults at or over the age of 40 stated that they didn't exercise due to a lack of energy, motivation, or feeling tired, while another 27% admitted that their health problems was the primary reason they refused to get exercise or increase their level of physical activity. Clarence Ferguson is an accomplished fitness professional, veteran podcast host, and he's written several fitness blogs. He was also a co-instructor for Kickfit, which traveled North America in the 1990s, teaching kickboxing to a global audience. He holds several certifications and is a certified nutritional specialist and certified personal trainer with the Purvis resistance training mastery level. This knowledge of joint mechanics and how to conduct an exercise regimen led him to his desire to work with people over 40. With over 32 years in the fitness industry, you're in good hands. If you want to relieve things like back pain, joint discomfort, and so much more, and not to mention thriving physically after 40. And Ferguson joined me this week to tell me how those over a certain age can still live an active, enjoyable, and healthy life. I'm Kevin McShann. Let's have this conversation. Clarence, if you're ready, I'll take a moment to welcome you to the program, and I'm excited to talk to you about how you help people over 40 stay in top physical condition. Great to see you this morning, and thank you so very much for being here.
Yeah, again, thank you for having me. I'm always excited about this topic.
Absolutely. Now, my friend, I know that you have a distinct passion to help people over 40 stay in a peak physical condition. So tell me, what's the key to motivating people over the age of 40 to value their fitness level?
Well, it's the same thing. It really comes down to mindset. When you're over 40, you got a lot of distractions. You have children, you have a career, you maybe be in a bad relationship. So it always comes down to your mindset. And that's going to happen until you change your mindset. So we do a lot of work around changing people's mindset about fitness and how it works and what's going to take for them to be successful. So I spend a majority of my time teaching those basic concepts. Anyone can teach you how to move weight around in the gym. It's what you do when you leave the gym. It's what you do when you're not in the gym that's going to make you successful.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk about mindset, Clarence, and, for me, fitness is a vitally important aspect of my life, buddy, because I was born with what's called spastic quadriplegia cerebral palsy. Simply means that I don't have enough oxygen in my legs to walk normally. normally. So I challenge myself every day to at least be 10 minutes active every day. So tell me about the importance of making fitness a priority in life, because it's a choice, isn't it?
It is. And it becomes more important as you get older. You know, it's just the choice to be active because, like with your body, if you don't move it, it just so over time it gets weaker and weaker and weaker. So I encourage people to do something every day, even if it's just walking. So I encourage my clients to try to get over 10,000 steps. I've seen that help so many people. Just basic movement, whatever you like to do, just move. You know, because we become so lazy. So I now want to see people moving.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know for you, movement and exercise is a fundamental core principle, as you said. But tell me about taking ownership of your own fitness journey, because you have to make the decision for yourself, don't you?
Absolutely. You do. You have to decide what your goals are, what you want to do, and what's important to you. You always have to start with your why. Why is it important? For some people, it may be they're severely obese. For some people, they may be recovering from an injury. It's your why. And me personally, I've just been former athletic, so I've always been active, and weight training is just a normal part of my life now, and exercise. But as me, I'm 53 now, so as I've gotten older, I can definitely tell the difference. And when I was younger, if you don't move your body, you don't stay in shape. It makes it tough.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you've aged, tell me the importance that you place on setting the example for yourself personally, and how you help to inspire others to do the same as they get older.
Just my day-to-day actions. I live it. So I'm active. I'm in the gym, average 6 times a week. I stay active. They follow me. I'm doing videos of myself in the gym. They see me cooking. I have a Facebook group where I'm giving advice every week. I give people challenges every week. So I'm living the example. So, and the reason I pick Fit Over 40 because that's an age where things really start to change in your life. And there's a whole group of people constantly moving in that over 40 area. So it's just day-to-day examples, good, bad, and ugly. Even when I don't do well, I share that with people so they know, hey, this is normal stuff. It's normal to fail. It's normal to not do well in this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know one way that you help to educate people is through your podcast by using common sciences and approaches to everyday issues. So tell me about your podcast and what it's all about.
All right. So Fit Over 40 with Coach Clarence it's finances, mindset, and the fitness application. So I do podcasts. I have guests come on. I've had other fitness people come on, and we talk about just fitness and basic concepts. We simplify it because if you're on the internet, there's so many complex topics out there. So we've taken the choice to simplify fitness, make it easy for people to understand, and we spend a lot of time doing that. So that's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And Clarence, tell me, how has your view on fitness changed since we've come through the COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, a lot of people's got a real taste of where their fitness level was in COVID because they were stuck at home. Some people were smart. They adapted. They ordered weights. They did body weight workouts. I had all my clients doing body weight stuff at home if they couldn't get to a gym. Some of us still made it to the gym. Some people did stuff out in the park. So this was a great example because then I was able to shift, which is part of what my business is doing now, is shifting it over to online. So I took a lot of clients who weren't in the gym and now moved them into the online space. So it was good for me. And COVID really just exposed a lot of people's health. A lot of people got sick, and people who were active, they really didn't have the effects. Even if they got COVID, they still were able to get through it with less drama than those who weren't active.
Yeah, and we talked about mindset earlier, Clarence, so I'm curious to ask you about the cognitive benefits of exercise and the positive benefits it'll have for people over 40 if they make a commitment to exercise.
It keeps you, just like I said, it just keeps you young. It is the true fountain of youth. You slow down the aging process by being active. I have clients who are in their 70s who they look great. You would think they're in their 40s. It just slows everything down as long as you stay active. We are meant to move around and do things. Keeps the body moving. When you stop moving, you're slowing down your growth and you're causing other things to happen to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying, I encourage movement all the time for cognitive reasons, for stress, for all types of things. Exercise or just moving about is always going to be a great solution.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, Clarence. And tell me, how has your personal journey really inspired you to do the work you do today? Why is it so personally important to you?
Well, because I've seen people around me I really care about. I see how they've allowed disease and things that they didn't have to have happen to them. So it's super important for me just watching them and saying, this is not what I want to do. And I've watched a lot of family members, a lot of people in the neighborhoods I grew up in just let themselves go. And I said, I don't want that to be me. So I want to show by example that there is a better way. There is an easier way to get things done.
For Ferguson, if you're a client of his, it all starts with your own level of commitment, which also headlines his 5 C's, which he told me about during our conversation.
Well, first one is commitment. You got to be committed to yourself, you know. Second C is obviously change. You have to change, and change is something I believe is instant. The moment you say, I'm going to change something, you've already sent a signal to your brain, I'm going to change. I'm not going to do the same thing. And then the other one is caring. You're caring about what you're doing. You're caring about the environment. You're caring about yourself. When you take care of yourself, it actually has an effect on others around you. Commitment and courage. Courage is important too, because you have to be brave, because you're doing something that the whole 90% of the world isn't doing. When you exercise and you stay healthy, you're in a small group. So you're definitely doing something different than the rest of the world. And C is Coach Clarence. I'm here to guide people. If you want to be helped, there's availability. It doesn't matter where you are in your journey, you can be helped. The reason I like doing my podcast, I like being online like this, because you never know who's watching, you never know who's listening. So you're able to touch a lot of people without moving very far. So
absolutely.
That's my
Yeah, absolutely. And Clarence, I strongly believe that there's a strength and vulnerability, especially during the fitness process, my friend. So tell me about being vulnerable and really being open with your successes and struggles during the fitness process and building that sense of community. How important is it to you?
Well, vulnerability is important because you're relating to other people. So when you tell your story, you share the mistakes you've made, they're able to feel comfortable about the mistakes they're making. So I'm very vulnerable. If you're my group on Facebook, I share all kinds of mistakes that I've made. I share it on my podcast, and that vulnerability helps other people go, oh, I could do this too. See, no one's perfect. I think a lot of people think people who are in fitness are perfect health, but we go through the same stuff as well. We have the same challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. And Clarence, I'm fascinated to ask you, if you had to classify the greatest gift that you've been given in life, how would you answer that question?
Oh boy. Man, there's so many good things that have happened, along with all the bad things. I would say my gift, what I hear from other people, is the ability to relate to people really fast. In this line of work, you have to be able to get on the same level with somebody. And I think I do that pretty well. I'm able to talk to within a few minutes, we're on the same path and we're going somewhere. So I think that would be my gift.
Yeah, absolutely. And Clarence, for anyone watching or listening to this, tell me, what are some practical steps that people over 40 can take to really improve the quality of their health and quality of life? What sort of a roadmap that anyone can follow?
Well, first identify what your challenges are. Then get a support group, whether it's your spouse, your friends. Like we have on Facebook, we have a group of people that are like-minded who want to do the same thing. Then you map out your game plan. If it's to lose weight, if it's to get strength, and then you get coached on how to do that. So figure out where you need to start and then where you need to go, and be realistic about it. Have someone like myself go over your goals to see if they're realistic or if they're not realistic, and then you just start your journey from there.
Yeah, and I also know, my friend, that you're a certified nutritional specialist. So tell me about the importance of what we put into our bodies and how it relates to our overall fitness and quality of life.
That is the major part. I mean, you hear people all the time, it's 80% food, it's 20% movement. But what you're eating, you're going to be a product of what you eat. So if you're eating bad, you're going to look a certain way. If you're eating the wrong foods, you're going to feel a certain way. You're going to be more susceptible to diseases and issues. So eating is huge. You have to be on track with you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to eat perfect all the time, but you should be consistently eating healthier foods, especially when you get older, because, when you're younger, you can get away with it for a long time, but then you get older, it starts to really count. And there are a lot of diseases that are caused by poor nutrition.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a big thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just going to ask you about obesity in America and whether you're concerned about some of the health trends that you're seeing in America today. Do you think America has an obesity problem?
Absolutely. But America also is a country that's about money, and there is money in being sick. There's money in people being overweight, so they can sell you things to help you get out of it. We eat a lot of processed food. Food is becoming more accessible, quicker. They want things to last longer on the shelf, but that's ruining our health. So yes, that is a big problem. Obesity is a big problem. There's so many different factors that go into obesity, though: economics, society, where you live, different things like that affect obesity. Obesity is a problem in America, big time. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And Clarence, tell me about the power of forming relationships. I know that you're big on forming clients on your Facebook groups and the people you work with. So tell me about the importance of forming positive relationships of trust and really meeting people where they are.
Well, that's the key to success. You're not going to get anywhere with a client if you don't build a relationship, and that relationship is built around trust, is built around, like you said earlier, vulnerability, honesty, and you have to just meet people where they are. Coming in the door as a coach, we have expectations, but you have to realize where people are, and that's where you start with. And that's how you build success, by figuring out where people are in their journey and then building from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Clarence, my final question for you this morning has to do with your own personal and professional legacy and how you want that to be defined.
I want it to be defined by all the people I was able to help over the years. I've been at this for 30-something years. So I want that to be defined as somebody who tried to make a difference, who left some lasting information. The information I've shared over the time of my podcast and meeting with people is stuff that can be used in the future. It's timeless, It doesn't have a time limit on it. The advice that's given, it's going to work whether it's 10 years from now, 20 years from now. The only thing that'd be different is the technology we're using to get the message out. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, Clarence, tell me, if people want to get connected with you, what's the best way they can do that?
info@coachclarence.com, or they can follow me on my podcast. That's www.thecoacheschronicles.com. And that's the easy way. If they are on Facebook, they can join my group, Fit Over 40 with Coach Clarence. You type that in, you can find me anywhere. Instagram, Fit Over 40 with Coach. And anywhere you get podcasts, just put in there, Fit Over 40 with Coach Clarence, and you'll find me.
Fantastic, my friend. I know that you're joining me from out west this morning, so I want to thank you for getting up to engage in conversation with me early this morning, my friend. I want to commend you for the good work that you do to help people over 40 stay physically fit, and I want to thank you for being here this morning. It's most appreciated.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on your show. Appreciate you.